Feeling confident, Kev? You're looking in good mood.
Yeah, well, we've had the luxury of having 5 days between games. I mean it seriously. The extra day for us has been very good. Getting back and having for us it seems a bit of a luxury. Honestly, the 5 days, and the boys have turned up this morning. We've obviously been through a meeting, and the boys are looking pretty bright.
How's the squad looking?
Yeah, obviously, it's the schedule's taken a slight little toll. I mean, it's going to be very tough for Ado to get up and to play through what he done. The selfless effort from him last week was exceptional, and that again has shown the group what it means to play for Melbourne Victory. And unfortunately he won't be able to get up. It's too big a risk.
They won't even travel?
No, he won't be in the squad. He won't be in the squad again. It's too big a risk to take him in such a big game, which is bitterly disappointed for him. But it's a decision he made last week, and a selfless decision it was.
And Finkler's okay, but
yeah.
Rogic not.
No, Tommy again. He's ever so close, and he could have been. Again, he's that close. He could have been selected, but I don't see taking a risk at this time of the season and with an individual who will be in the squad and take a position for someone else who's fully fit. And it's not right on the rest of the team. So he's very, very close though, and he's worked ever so hard to get himself available.
So what's the go with Finkler?
Yeah, it was just precautionary. Guy pulled up a little bit sore from last week's game. Naturally, he put in a big shift, and he's been very important to us. Guy through the campaign. The back end of the domestic competition, and he's reaping the rewards of not having to do the travel and playing all the games. And he's certainly a big player for us.
Gamble leaving out Troisi and Contreras from the Asian trip. You expect that to be rewarded this weekend, though?
Yeah, well, the first part of the question, it wasn't really a gamble, Lynchy, because James had played quite a lot of football, and that's 3 games in 7 days took its toll on him, and he was at a high risk of injury, and again there was no risk taken, and it was right throughout the campaign. Obviously Millsy was suspended, Guy was still back here, and Pablo was in the same boat. It was going to be too much of an ask to take him across, and the second part of the question, I'm looking for a massive response from them four, and I've no doubt I'll get it. So from their perspective, they're big game players for us, and they've all been very good for us through this period.
Archie and Broxy were sort of players that looked pretty knackered at the end of the John Brook game. Are they going to be right for the full game, or are they going to struggle?
No, I've tried to tell them I might leave them out this week, Dave, but as you can imagine, the response I did get, they've been here long enough as well, those two, to understand and realise what finals football means to this football club. I dare anyone to go down there and try and stop them from making themselves available. It is. It's going to be tough, and you are going to be tired. It's just the nature of the business.
What's Galloway and Macaroon's situation? Where are they?
Jesse's fine. Jesse's recovered, and obviously we've had a day's travel, but we've had an extra day to recover, and he's responded well to treatment, Jesse. So he's fine. He took a nasty knock, but he's fine. And Scotty's no good. Scotty's obviously got a slight strain in his hamstring, so he obviously won't be available.
Going back to, you talked about Contreras. Fair to say, I think most people felt for at least the first half, or maybe even 2/3 of the season, he hadn't really given you what you might have wanted. But he stepped up a lot in the latter stages and as the big games come. Yeah. Is this really his time now?
I think he's been very good, and again, I think that when he did get here, and there was, and rightly so, with his pedigree and with his history, there's a lot of expectation placed on him, and it took him a while to settle in and obviously adapt to the way we want to play. But he's been immense, and you were spot on in terms of the bigger the games have got, the better he's got. It's no coincidence.
Brisbane will be very well rested. Is there a chance they'll be too well rested? A touch of rustiness creeping in for them?
Yeah, look, that's for them to worry about. What I do know from our perspective, we can look back on the last 4 or 5 games and really know where we're at. And I'm not too sure if that's the case from their perspective, because we can really look at our last 4, 5, 6 performances and know where we're at. We've improved and increased our performances as we've gone on, and we're pretty comfortable and happy where we sit to go over there and give it a good shake. And also taking into consideration, looking back on our last performance there, there was 3 or 4 very, very, very soft offside decisions that were given against us that were all onside and proven to be all onside. I'd say that that's really got to be a part of the game that's got to be improved this weekend in big games, because we play right on the edge, and as I said, there was 3 or 4 that were given offside that weren't offside, and I'm pretty sure that'll be correct this week.
You could argue they haven't played a live game since they beat you in the last minute to seal the Premier's plate, so you'll be very battle hardened compared to them.
Yeah, from our perspective, I can totally speak from our perspective. Like I said, we know and we're certain of where we sit in terms of our conditioning for games, not for training, and as you said, battle hard and game prepared, and we'll go across there with a great deal of belief, and by all accounts as well, the grand final's theirs to be lost, from what I've been reading during the week, so we'll go there with a little bit less pressure also.
Berisha hasn't played against you this season.
No.
Strangely.
Is that part of the clause?
No, well, was it?
No.
Okay. Obviously he represents a threat that you haven't come across against Brisbane this year. What, any plans for him?
Well, we're certainly aware of the threat that he poses, along with the rest of their team. At this stage of the season, this is obviously the 4th time we're playing against them, so from our perspective, we certainly understand the threats that they pose, and I suppose the weaknesses that we're going to try and expose. And they're in the same boat from that perspective. But look, it all points to a very entertaining and exciting game. And like I said, and I'll revert back to, we certainly know where we stand. There's no, we're not going to be waiting and seeing in the first 5, 10. Half hour of the game where we are, because we certainly know where we are in terms of our performances.
What about Boyce? He's had an outstanding season, hasn't missed a game. We spoke about Berisha, but is he the key to stop him, to stop Brisbane?
He's a very good player. He's a tremendous player. There's a lot of things, Dave. You focus too much on Boyce and someone else will have a good day. We'll worry about ourselves first and foremost, but we are going to have to be on our game. Defensively, certainly when they get the ball, and we're well aware of what their strengths are. But as much as it about nullifying their strengths, their weaknesses, their strengths. Sorry, it's about really being good at our strengths.
Do you feel like you have to win it inside 90?
No, not really. Everything points to the fact that we'll be fatigued, and the longer the game goes on. But if that's everyone's mindset, maybe we'll surprise a few people.